We'll talk about Arsenal's performance in a second, but Mikel Arteta at pains there to say that he'd been misrepresented. His quotes he'd been misquoted in the media, and that the effort and the application that he was getting from his squad, that the togetherness was very much there.
Well, you can't doubt that today. It wasn't necessarily a great performance with the ball, but they did dig in. They made challenges. They made lots of blocks. They looked dangerous at times. But it wasn't what we would associate as like a controlled performance where they had a lot of possession. They had to hang in there. But you can't say they weren't trying for the manager in that respect. The performances of some of the players were really good, but I do feel that they're still a long way off. They should win their next 2 games, and maybe they can sneak into the Europa League. You know, they're not bad fixtures to get. I think got Palace and Brighton the next 2 games. So look at those games. But that's the unpredictability of Arsenal, because you look at them some weeks, you think, yeah, they should get a result, they don't, and then they go and win a game you don't expect them to. So you never quite know with this team.
No, but having that focus now, and as you said, as Mikel Arteta said, it's out of Arsenal's hands, but there is that opportunity to qualify for European football next season, having reached the semi-final of the Europa League this time round.
Yeah, they have to make Europe. I think, the expectations of the board, of the fans, of the players. I assume, Emre Aubameyang signed the contract because he wants to fight in Europe. He wants to fight and win trophies. The minute you don't have the ambition and desire to do it, you'll be in trouble. And I really do think, as Jamie said, I think they're in trouble. I don't think they've got enough quality to fight for the top 4. Not this season or next season without that big investment on players.
What about getting into 7th? Is that possible, given the fixtures that they've got left? They've got Palace and Brighton.
To go one place, of course. Again, that they shouldn't be, aspiring to get to 7th position. Again, a London rival in front of you and on top of you. So yeah, they've really got to focus on winning the next 2 games and trying to finish as high as they can, but certainly not been good enough this season.
I mean, when you look at it, every year they were finishing in the top 4. Arsenal got a lot of stick for doing that under Arsene Wenger, where they need more ambition. But right now, where they are isn't good enough. I mean, in terms of taking on challenges, he has done that in the past. He left out Aubameyang when he was for a disciplinary reason. So he's not afraid to take on challenges. But is it just a case of, is he getting the best out of that team right now? He changed the system, and that seems to work, the back 3 for them. They've had some good results doing that. I think they won away at Old Trafford doing that as well. So maybe that might be a way for them to go. But they've got to find some consistency next season, better performances. I think players will be better. Partey will look a better player next year. Build a team around the likes of Smith Rowe and Saka. Yeah. At least you've got a chance. But Ashley's right, they're going to need to buy some better players, because if you look at the strength in depth that Chelsea have compared to Arsenal, there's no comparison.
It's made more difficult, of course, buying players, not being in the Champions League. If they don't qualify for Europe, it's even harder again. What's Arsenal's plan, or what do you think Arsenal's plan needs to be, do you think, to try and build this side up into something that can challenge?
I think Mikel Arteta, he will have a tough job, in terms of, getting players in. The players coming in, if they do get players in, have got to really trust in Arteta and his philosophy and, his style of play, and have that belief that, next season they will fight and get into Europe or fight for top 4. So yeah, he's going to have to do, a lot of persuading, whether that is with the board or with players, to get, top quality players in to improve this squad as well.